Hey everybody, this is Jason Hairston with KUIU Live, and welcome to another edition. We've got 3 new product categories we're going to cover, and it's getting exciting. I know a lot of us are putting in for the draws, and hopefully you guys draw some great tags as we roll into the spring. And we just released our 2015 spring catalog. For anyone that hasn't received it, please go onto the website and you can order a catalog. We'll ship it out to you for free, but there's some great new products in here. And today we're gonna cover 3 of them: the new ULTRA NX rain gear, the Alpine Pant, and the new highly weighted Peloton knit synthetic base layer and mid layer program. And we're introducing some products that will help you push the limit on weight. We're also gonna add a product that's gonna add some more technical features to what you wear on your pants. I'd like to start today with our ULTRA NX rain gear system. And I'm excited about this setup because it's gonna cut your weight in your rain gear in half. If you're wearing the Chugach or a competitor's rain gear, this is gonna take us down to some new low weights in rain gear technology, and we're gonna do it in what we call a 3-layer fabric package. And when you're shopping rain gear and you're looking at some of the offerings that are out there in lightweight packages by some of our competitors, something you need to realize is there's a difference between 2-layer and 3-layer rain gear. And it's a pretty significant difference in the fact that a 2-layer is not gonna be nearly as durable as a 3-layer in overall strength and puncture resistance. And also a 2-layer, there's no protection for the membrane on the back of the fabric. And that's gonna have a tendency, if you get oil or you get dirt on the back of the laminate, it's gonna clog it up and limit breathability. And so it's something you wanna look at when you're shopping rain gear. And the ULTRA NX is a true 3-layer, what we call a 3-layer hard shell. It is really, really light in its weight and its feel. But what makes this fabric unique is we took Torae's Stunner Stretch fabric technology, with a lot of you are familiar with in our Super Down products and our new Kenai products. And what makes Stunner Stretch unique is it's a really high grade of nylon yarn that stretches. It's got great abrasion resistance, and it's incredibly light for how strong it is. And we bonded that to Dermazax NX, and then we put a micro Trico backer on the back of the fabric. And what we ended up with is a really lightweight rain gear package. And we did the face fabric in a ripstop pattern, so it's going to give you more protection if you do get a small tear, to keep the tear from expanding. And you're going to see on the inside of this fabric, we all have welded and taped seams, so we're going to get nice rain protection and a really lightweight package. And everything we've done on this ULTRA NX rain gear has been designed around weight. So you're gonna give up some features to save weight, end up with a jacket that weighs just over 8 ounces. Even down to how we did the grommets, laser cut, and then a film on the grommet holes in the hood, which you can see here and here. There is no pit zips and no hand pockets on the ULTRA NX, again, to keep weight down. What you have with the NX membrane is you've got breathability that for most of us, we aren't needing the pit zips to ventilate because it breathes so well. It is a full front zip jacket, and you do have cuffs, Velcro cinches down here on the hands, so you get a nice tight cinch on the wrists and keep water from migrating up. Pants have the same type of design influence as far as simplicity. It's got a stretch cord waistband and a light small tension lock, and we found in testing these stay up really, really well. Still has full side leg zips with weatherproof YKK zippers, and you can zip down to ventilate. You can also zip all the way up to pull them up and over the top of your boots. It's got a nice knee articulation, the same type of patterning that you'll find in our Chugach and our Yukon, just without the fly or the built-in belt. Again, that's to let it be more packable and to keep the weight down. And so what we get out of this is a really lightweight package. So we're gonna have a jacket and a pant that weighs less than our Chugach jacket by itself. And again, it's really breathable with the Dermazax NX. And I'm gonna take the ULTRA NX on trips in the lower 48 for deer, for elk, anything that I'm not gonna be in my rain gear all day, every day. And it's gonna cut my rain gear weight at least in half, depending on what you're using previous to the Ultra NX. And again, it's not fragile, and it is really durable compared to anything else in its weight class. So I'm really, really excited about this product. I think it fits the KUIU product line incredibly well and solves a problem for guys that are looking for something light and packable in rain gear. Pant that I'm really excited about introducing is our new Alpine Pant. And this pant came about by looking for an alternative fabric for the Attack Pant, something that was a little bit lighter in weight for kind of that early to mid-season type of pant. And we found that lighter weight woven fabrics were just a little bit too noisy for hunting. And so went to Toray and worked with them on developing a fabric out of the Prime Flex yarn that was lighter weight and was quiet. And they kind of went back to the drawing boards and tried knitting Prime Flex fabric into a material that would work for pants. And what they came out with was the new Alpine fabric. And it's incredibly quiet. It's got a kind of a different type of hand feel to it that I really like. It's only 200 grams per meter squared, so it's going to be a little bit lighter than the Attack Pant. It is not brushed on the inside, so it's not going to wear quite as warm as the Attacks. And then we took that fabric, we put it in a technical design build. We did our new welded knee pad that you'll find on the Chinook pant on this Alpine Pant. And so you're going to get a 3 millimeters of EVA foam that's bonded right to the pant. And then we've put a really amazing fabric that's a Kevlar and poly blend over the top of it. So we're going to get a lot of abrasion resistance and wear and durability out of the knee pad. And then all this is heat bonded directly to the pant and then stitched on the outer stitch seams to make sure this stays in place and doesn't peel off after a long term of use. And what I love about this knee pad is you don't really know it's there until you drop to a knee. It's not cumbersome, your knees don't get sweaty in it, and it's a knee pad that, unlike others that have been inserts on other pants, it doesn't bother me to have it in there and I won't take it out, and it's there when you need it. In addition to the knee pads in this pant, you're going to get a similar type of fit that we have in all of our pants. It's got a gusseted crotch that put in zippered hand pockets in this pant, so you can store your goods and not have anything come out. And it's got the double cargo pockets that I've really grown to love on these new pants that we've brought out. In fact, you can organize gear within your cargos. It's got the hip vents, and then the same button system that we've had on our Attacks and our Guide Series pants. And what you get out of this is a lighter weight pant. It's a little bit more full featured than the Attack Pant and a more technical design. So if you're looking for a pant for early season mule deer, for elk, when you're on your knees quite a bit, making stalks or setting up on elk, this is the pant I'm going to be using, and I really, really recommend it. And this will be out and available in mid-May. The Ultra NX will not ship until July. I meant to cover that when we're covering the Ultra NX. So that'll ship in early July. This will be shipping in mid-May. And then product I'm wearing now, and then has a range in the series is called the Peloton. And Peloton is another Prime Flex innovation by Toray. And in part of knitting the Alpine product, they've been researching, developing a whole knit program using Prime Flex yarn. And I've been looking at synthetic knits for a long time. I've worked with Polartec in the past, and until Toray came out with the Prime Flex package of knits, I hadn't found anything that really rivaled Polartec, and hadn't found a reason to get into synthetics and get away from merino wool and have another option than merino wool until they came out with the products, the fabric products and technologies that we're using in Peloton. And we have 3 different fabric weights in Peloton. We have the 130, the 200, and the 240. Like our merino product line, the numbers determine the fabric weights. So you're going to put the 130 as a next to skin type of piece. And this fabric's got it's 100% polyester. It uses the Prime Flex yarn, so there's absolutely no elastic in it. It's got a really soft, nice hand feel to it. This fabric is really durable. It dries ridiculously fast because there is no elastic. And it's got the high grade Prime Flex yarn. So it's just got a great feel. It wears really, really well and dries really fast. And I'll use is synthetic against my skin on shorter hunts that may have just a lot of moisture in the air. When I was down hunting New Zealand a couple years ago, I noticed that all of our guides were wearing synthetics in the country that produces all the merino wool, and I asked them why. And that in that country down there in their fall, which is our spring, there's just a lot of fog and moisture in the air, and their wool just never has a chance to dry out. So against their skin, they're running all synthetics, which got me interested in putting together a synthetic line for KUIU. And until these fabrics came out from Toray, I hadn't found something that I really trusted to put next to my skin besides merino wool. And this is a great option. If you don't like wool, you don't like how fragile it can be, or you want something more durable that dries faster, this is going to be a great choice against your skin. It comes in a long sleeve and a short sleeve tee, and also a bottom as well. And we're going to have headwear and neck gaiters in the future that will come out later this year. And then the next fabric weight up is our 200, and it's the product I'm wearing here today. It's going to come in a quarter zip, in a zip tee, and also in a hoodie. And I love this hood design on this shirt. You can just pull it up. Kind of substitutes the need for a beanie. It's going to give you good ear protection, obviously give you good concealment. And if you're sitting and glassing, it's going to give you wind protection in the back of your neck. So you can get this in a zip tee or in a hoodie. And what I love about this fabric is the jersey face is going to give you some abrasion resistance. It's got a brushed back to it, so you get nice soft fleece on the inside. And it's got a very similar feel to a power stretch that a lot of you guys are familiar with, but it's a little bit more durable on the face. It doesn't tend to catch burrs and is better against thorns and abrasion than like a power stretch type of fabric. And again, it's 100% polyester, dries very, very fast. And something to look at when you're looking at these mid-weight knits is how much elastic is mixed in with these polyesters. A lot of mid layers that are out there in the market have a lot of elastic. It's something you want to avoid because of how much moisture they'll pick up. And then what probably maybe my favorite fabric in this line is the 240. And it's a pretty unique knit in how it's constructed. And it's a 2-layer knit fabric. So we've got a micro fleece on the inside, and then it's bonded to we call it a grid knit on the outside. It's going to give you abrasion resistance. You can probably see the texture of this fabric on camera. And then by construction, it creates wind resistance. So there's not a membrane that's going to block the wind, but by construction, it's going to give you wind resistance, which is important. So we're not going to get any breathability restriction, but we're going to get wind resistance by construction on this fabric. It stretches really, really well. And what I found in testing this, it wears like a soft shell, but it's weighs a lot less, and it's a lot less cumbersome to wear. You can wear it closer to your body. It stretches and moves with you. And it's going to give you a lot of warmth. And over the top of the 130 and the 210, and you put the 240, it's a great layering package that's going to weigh less than like a Merino 145, a 210, and then our soft shell jacket. So if you're looking for something that's a little lighter and a little more streamlined, this is a great way to go. It's got built-in thumb cuffs, it's got 2 hand pockets, and it's a full front zip. This also comes in a hoodie as well, and lets us have another option in our layering system. And I think what I like about synthetics is how light they are for how warm they are and how quickly they'll dry. One of the downsides for me on wool is because they're hydrophilic, wool being hydrophilic in nature, it's going to pull moisture into that fabric that then is going to evaporate. So those fabrics have a tendency to hold a lot of moisture and can get heavy, and if you're in really wet environments, just have a long drying time, and sometimes you can't get them dry. And so in those types of trips, synthetics are an absolutely great option. Synthetics happen to cost a little bit less, and within kind of our range of products, I think have a great fit in expanding the range of our layering system and fitting into the different products we make. And so covered today was the Ultra NX, and just something else I needed to touch on that I didn't, and I realize now is, and the downside to live, is these are sample colors. We will, Ultra NX will be in camouflage and Vias and Verde when we release it. We'll be in solids later in the year. It'll be limited in solids, but just want to make note, these are early samples. The product doesn't ship until July, and that's why we're looking at samples. But I wanted to get this product out to you as far as information on it and why we made it, because we've gotten a lot of questions since the catalog came out. So I think that covers everything that I wanted to cover today. And type in your questions, and if I don't answer them here today, we will get to them. Sometimes it takes us several days. We have thousands of you watching and hundreds of you typing in great questions. And Pat has consolidated the questions that have most commonly come up. So hopefully I get yours. If not, we will get to it as soon as we can. And then, thanks Pat, we are going to be pulling winners as we always do. And we'll be giving away one of each of these products to some of you that have logged on and stayed on the entire time. And I just want to say again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy these great new products. So I'm going to get into some of the questions. The first one's Mark Anderson from Seattle, Washington. When would you choose Peloton over merino wool? And he probably typed this in before I got into why I would choose Peloton over merino wool. Just to cover it again, I came upon the thought of synthetics hunting in New Zealand with New Zealand guides because the weather just had so much moisture in it. And in wet climates, in shorter hunts, I will choose Peloton base layers against my skin. What I love about synthetics is how warm they are for how light they are. And so certain situations, I'm going to choose my synthetics over the wool. Plus, they're a little bit more durable than wool will be in high abrasion. If you're hunting in rocks, bust and brush, synthetics are going to be a great choice. All right, the next question comes from Mike Rogers in Seattle, Washington. At such low weights, is Ultra NX reliable enough to count on, or is it like some of the other lightweight rain gear out there that tears easily? And that's a great question. It was a concern of ours with how light the fabric was in testing, and something that's different with ours, our lightweight fabric versus what else is out there in the market, what guys might be used to, is this is a true 3-layer. Also, it's a Stunner Stretch Face fabric by Toray, which is the highest grade nylon yarn you can have. So it's gonna be really light, really durable for how light it is. Now, it's not indestructible. You can tear it. We don't recommend going out and bust and brush or crawling through deadfall with it. But for packable, lightweight rain gear, this is as strong and as durable as you're gonna get and as light as you're gonna get for a true 3-layer full zip jacket and pant. And I get that coming from Seattle, Washington. You're probably gonna be looking for something that you can go bust through some of that thick stuff on the coast. Wouldn't recommend this, probably our Yukon. Brian Thompson from Edmonton, Canada. What is the difference between biggest difference between KUIU synthetics versus your competitors? That's a really good question. In looking at synthetic options, something that's important to me with all of our garments is avoiding the use of elastics. And if you look at our carry labels, you study our garments, you won't find elastic in our garments, and you won't find it in our synthetics. A lot of companies will have a next to skin piece that doesn't have elastics, and that's not uncommon. But mid layers typically have a lot of elastic. You'll see between 10 and 20% of elastic in the mid layer piece like I'm wearing, and that's going to show up in extra weight. Also, if you get it wet, it's just not going to dry. And so that's probably the biggest difference you'll see in ours. Our 240 is a wind resistant fleece, and that's done by construction, not by adding a membrane. And the fact that we don't have a membrane is important because it's going to maximize breathability. It's going to keep you from getting that sweaty, clammy feeling. It also makes it for a quieter piece and a more versatile piece. And I've looked at lots of fabrics, and this is by far the best synthetic collection I've seen anybody come out with. And I'm really, really impressed, and it's done really, really well with testing. Let's see, Adam Whitmore from Colorado Springs, Colorado. How does the fabric of the Alpine Pant compare to the Attack in feel and function? And it's got a different feel to it than the Attack, and it's fortunately, being an online company is one of the downsides we have, but I'd say it's got a softer, maybe even a quieter hand feel to it. It's certainly not as thick, and the fact that it's not brushed on the inside is going to wear better in warmer conditions, I would say. Abrasion-wise, it's probably better against thorns and things that pick, typical woven fabrics, because it is a knit. It might not be quite as abrasion resistant as the Attack Pant, not that it's fragile, but we kind of worked around that by adding this Kevlar pad, knee pad on the knee. So I think the combination of it makes it for a really useful and versatile pant. Hope that answers your question. Then Blake Wilson of Vancouver, Canada. Why do you introduce new products when you cannot keep the old stuff in stock? And then also, when do you expect these new products to be shipping? And it's a good question. And we've had great brand growth, and we've had a lot of people wanting our products, and we've had back orders in our system. But so you guys have to remember, we are a seasonal business, and so we ramp up shipments in this late spring, early summer for the fall and for the winter. We're going to ramp down shipments in the off season. So we do get influxes of inventory before hunting season. Sometimes it appears that we are way back on back orders, and I know it's been a challenge for customers as this brand's been growing for us to keep up with stock. And we've addressed that a bit on an earlier video, but between the port strikes, growth, and my ability to grow this brand, we've done what we can to be flush in inventory. We are getting better, and we will continue to get better as the season goes on, so bear with us. And the new products are important. We have a lot of existing customers that are always looking for us to push new product categories, new innovations. It's what drives this brand. It's what excites me and what I'll continue to do. And it doesn't necessarily impact our ability to stay in stock. I think it's important for us to continue to push as innovations come to us as a brand. So I hope that answers your question. And then Cody Robertson from Auckland, New Zealand. Thanks for tuning in all the way from New Zealand. How does the Peloton 200 compare in warmth to the Merino 210? And then is the Merino 210 going to be offered in a hoodie this year? I would say the Peloton is going to be warmer for its weight. It's one of the great things about synthetics. They're really warm for how light they are. And so the 200 will be warmer than the 210. But obviously being synthetics is going to function a little bit different. And then yes, the Merino 210 is going to be offered in a hoodie this year. It will be shipping in early summer. So those of you that are waiting for the Merino 210 hoodie, it is coming this year. And then that's the question. So now we're going to move on to the winners and wrap this thing up. So the winner of the Peloton 130 short sleeve and long sleeve shirts, you have the pattern and size of your choice, is Shane Harden of Reno, Nevada. Congratulations, Shane. Thanks for tuning in and staying with us. And then Mike Williams from El Paso, Texas. You won a Peloton 210 zip tee or hoodie, and pattern of your size and choice. And then Scott Davies of Provo, Utah. Congratulations, you won a new Peloton 240 full zipper hoodie. It's my favorite new piece. You're gonna love that. And again, it's your size and pattern that you like to choose. And Thomas Hansen from Phoenix, Arizona. You won a new Alpine Pant, the size and pattern of your choice. And last but not least, we're shipping something up north. Bill Albertson of Calgary, Canada. You just won an Ultra NX jacket and pant. Again, color and size of your choice. You're gonna love that new jacket and pant. It's crazy light. So that concludes our brand live covering these new products. I wanna say thank you so much for tuning in. Your response is flattering. Your support of the brand is amazing. And I just wanna thank you all for coming, and keep tuned. We're gonna have a couple more of these out this spring and early summer. So look for the announcements. And again, thanks so much. Have a great day.